Hello everyone, I'm Natesh and I'm sitting in my library. So, just before leaving my office, I thought I will do one core task, and the core task which I have decided to do is core task number 9, emotional recovery. So initially it was very difficult for me to decide on a topic, to decide on a memory that I want to discuss, and then I decided I will not I don't want to focus on one particular memory, but generalize my experience, not only childhood experience, but my general experience. So I'm making this video to generalize my general life experience. So I would like to focus on three things. Firstly, it is the first thing is the internal conflict which I face every day. I have faced it in my childhood also, I'm facing it now, and I might face it in the future. So, this internal conflict I want to explain in three ways. First is braking versus accelerating. So, in my speech, whenever I'm stammering, I'm I find myself braking and pressing accelerator at the same time. I remember such and such example that in post block correction, it is like your car, your vehicle has is in a ditch, in a gadda, and you are trying your best to come out of it. You are pressing accelerator, but it is just rolling its wheels. It is staying stuck in that gadda, in that ditch. So it is something related to that. The first thing is braking and at the same time accelerating. So this is something which I have faced all throughout. The second thing which I want to say is about knowing everything, to know everything versus to just focus on a few things. So I have this habit of whenever I'm in a conversation and whenever I'm reading something, I have to know every single thing, and if I don't know, then I become anxious. So many times when I read a chapter, I read the same paragraph again and again because I'm not satisfied with my understanding. I always feel I don't understand enough. I want to know everything. So there is a conflict between knowing everything versus focusing on very few things and moving forward because time is limited. And the third thing I want to focus on is wanting to communicate with others versus finding my own space so in this, I want to communicate, I want to go out, I want to meet new people, but at the same time, beyond a point, beyond a point, it becomes too overwhelming. I then look for, I then want a space for myself. In other words, initially I want to connect and meet lots of people, gathering and everything, but beyond a certain point, I want to go back to my house and I want to find my own space, my solace. So you can say extrovert, there is an extrovert tendency to talk to people. At the same time, beyond a certain point, I just want to come back to my room and hide under my pillows, hide under my quilt. So in summary, I will say the conflict which I face, the inner conflict which I face, which I have faced from my childhood, in my present moment, and do it will face in the future. So the inner conflict has three parts. First is the braking and accelerating at the same time in case of stammering. The second is about knowing everything, knowing every single thing when I read something in a conversation, when I'm listening something, knowing everything versus just focusing on a few things, right? So that is another conflict I have, which really troubles me. And the third is wanting to communicate, to be an extrovert versus finding my own inner space. So these three conflicts, they have a very high emotional impact, you can say. They have a very huge emotional effect in my life, and that's why instead of focusing on any one memory, any one incident in my childhood, I wanted to generalize my living experience. Thank you.